Okay, let's move on to the next example. We have an original, same type of question happening. We have an original value, this time it's $75. And we have a new value, this time it's $50. Okay? So, what we have to do is we have to take a look at this in our three-line method. And I like to write that O, C, N above it because it helps me remember things, where they go. Okay? So, what do we remember from up here? 100 is always in our answer, or our proportion. So, 100 is going to go right there. So, let's take a look at some of the stuff we have. Original. Oh, original. 75. Okay? Now, new value. New value is an N column. It's money, it's a value, so it goes up top. These are percents down here. Okay? So now I have 50 here. Once again, it wants me to find the percent change. So if I'm going to find the percent change, I look at this and I say, okay, yeah, I need to find this again because I'm finding that percent, which is on the bottom, and I'm finding the change of the percent. So I need to know how to get this answer though. If I went from 75 and now I'm selling a product for 50, well, how did I get there? I subtract. And when I subtract that, I get 5 and I get 2. So 25 goes right in the middle here. Do I have a proportion to solve now? Yes, I do. Remember, the OCN is getting me to the proportion that I need to solve. So, once again, do your x value first. X times 75, 75x. Now I cross multiply the other way. 100 times 25. 100 times 25. Well, if you do it that way, you're going to have to multiply the 5 times 0, 5 times 0, 5 times the 1. Or you could set it up, which is fine, or use your calculator because you're allowed to. 25 times 100. I know it looks a little weird, but that's all right. It's okay to have the number with 3 places on the bottom. So the zeros now can come down. 5 times 1 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 2,500 is my answer, or is my value for that. So now I see again I have an equation. Anytime you have an equation, it should sound like a little bit of a broken record by now. Anytime an equation, you draw your opposite line. 75 with a variable next to it, side by side, means multiply. So if I want to take it over the opposite line, the opposite of multiplication is division. So when I do that, I divide it out. X is now by itself. And I come over here and divide 75 into there. Now, you look at this one and you say, well, there's no zeros, so I can't cancel anything. Well, that's good. There, you're right. So now I take 2,500 and I put it inside the house. 75 goes on the outside of the house. You guys have calculators. Use your calculators. It's a lot easier. But if you don't, I'll show you how to do the division right now. 75 cannot go into 25. Cannot go into 2, cannot go into 25, but it can go into 250. So 75 times 2 would be 150. 75 times 3 is 225. But if you don't believe me, we go right here. 75 times 3. 5 times 3 is 5. Carry the 1. Then we got 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 2 or plus 1 is 22. So 225. I subtract that, I get 25. Bring down my 0. Now I forgot to put my number up here. This 3 goes right there above the 250. Now I look again, I have the same thing. So 3 is going in it again. And when I subtract that 225, because it's what I got last time, I'm going to get 25, and I'm going to add a 0 with a decimal and bring it down. And once again, you can see I'm going to get 33.3 again for this one. So that doesn't always happen, but in this particular instance, we are now getting 33.3% again. Whereas this one, you look at $75 came to $50. So this one's a discount value, whereas the other one was a markup value. Okay? But once again, 33.3% would be my answer.